The biggest flirt, or the biggest flirt with someone's boyfriend?
Someone's boyfriend.
Like
Wow,
a character.
Yeah,
A character.
Yeah.
Gotta be Nan or Lizzie, isn't it?
Yeah, a couple of Telericos. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty there. But I would also say... but,
given just having received the news of you being, not my mother, but not just that, you said she was dead.
Yeah.
And here's this other bomb just dropped when I just forgave you and we've been healing.
Oh, did I say dead?
You
That
was a slip up.
That's what she said.
I didn't mean dead.
I feel like I would have loved a huge moment where I get to like really lay into Sidon a bit and be like,
slap them up.
yeah, just be like, you know, like one of those moments which she doesn't really get.
Se esses últimos dias me fizeram entender alguma coisa, é que temos que lutar pelas pessoas que amamos. Não temos.
So, hi guys.
Hello.
So I just want to say that I loved the second season so much. And Nan and Patty relationship just got me in a very personal place.
Oh.
I got really emotional in lots of episodes. And seeing Nan's search being crossed by her mother choices was really strong, I think. And I would like to know for you, how it was to build this dynamic between you two?
Well, we had a lot of conversations about how our characters would receive this information and what it would mean for the later episodes. And obviously with TV, things aren't fully formed. You keep getting new information about what's going to happen. So I think we just tried our best with what we knew, how to move forward. And ultimately, I think we handle it all very well and with a lot of grace and with a lot of love and forgiveness, and that's beautiful. And then I'm also very glad that later there is a little bit more tension and conflict, because I personally was pretty surprised that Nan didn't have a little bit more of an outburst, given just having received the news of you being, not my mother, but not just that, you said she was dead.
Yeah.
And here's this other bomb just dropped when I just forgave you and we've been healing.
Oh, did I say dead?
You
That
was a slip up.
That's what she said.
I didn't mean dead.
You just meant. So there's just another bomb, and I'm just like, okay.
And I think too, in season 1 we had several really nice scenes that established sort of how they are together in those intimate moments, and how they look to each other for comfort. So by the time when we were in season 2, even though the circumstances had changed it. How about that?
They had changed it.
Yeah, they changed dramatically, but the core of their relationship and that sweetness of mother-daughter, and I think that there's I think Patty has always been a little bit in awe of Nan and really admired her ever since she was a small child. Even in season 1, she's sort of like, you were so brave. You used to do these things that absolutely terrified me. And she's still doing terrifying things as an adult. But I think that that's their dynamic. And I think that Patty really ultimately admires her.
I know that.
Yeah.
And actually, talking about that, you have some moments of complicity between you two. That sometimes they're simple, like in a touch or just looking. Did you improvise some of these moments, or there is something that was like marked as you as an actress?
I don't remember if any of the sort of moments where we sort of touch. I know there's moments where we held each other's hands or we touch each other's faces. That's sort of moments of intimacy. I don't remember them being in the stage directions. I feel like that's something that we did, that we discovered through rehearsal and things. And it felt, I feel like very connected with Christine when we do scenes, and it's hard not to look in her face and want to comfort her and, in these moments. So I think it sort of came quite naturally.
Perfect. And this show is about women reinventing themselves. after a lot of things happening. So do you have any women in your lives that inspired you for doing this?
You know, my mother got a divorce after 20-something years of being together and raising 2 children, and decided to move across the country and start a new career without knowing anyone. And that was really, really brave, and really started a whole new life for herself. And my mom can seem like the sweetest, kind of most demure. She doesn't come across as like a powerhouse. And so I think it was always interesting to see how strong my mom was in this very sort of like petite, feminine package, but she's still strong as hell.
Yeah. And you, Grace?
Yeah. There's so many women in my life. My best friends, my sister. So many women always inspire me.
So I want to start by asking about Ginny, because she started being like a girl who was looking for romance and status, and now she's one of the most important and strong and tragical characters. Did you know that was happening since the beginning? How was to build this transformation for her?
Yeah, I mean, I knew season 1, the kind of arc that she goes through. And obviously how season 1 ends, we know that it's just the beginning of this whole new kind of chapter of her life. But then where season 2 goes, we didn't know kind of where it was going to go. And I was like an amazing thing as an actor to be able to play, because it was just such a roller coaster of, you know, gaining a bit of autonomy and independence, and then losing it again, and being sent to an asylum, and like completely being like stripped of her power and her voice, and then like finding it a little bit again. So yeah, it's been a whirlwind.
It was amazing. I mean, watching was incredible.
Thank you.
And Barney, James is scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. How it was like for you to play someone that is so manipulative and aggressive, but without being like a character?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
There was something difficult to do. Any scene that was more difficult to shoot?
I mean, there's definitely like there's certain scenes that you do. Like in season 1, there's a scene where Seaton slaps Ginny.
Yes.
And it just is not fun or pleasant. It just feels very dark, and it's like you are enacting something dark. And I think the crew feel it, and everyone feels it. It's quite like a somber atmosphere on set. And then some scenes are much lighter, because I think he's you know, like people who do bad things don't think of themselves as doing bad things, right? So, you know, when they're on their like date in season 2, I think he's genuinely enjoying this, and he's trying to be nice. It's just that he doesn't really understand what it actually is to kind of respect someone or be nice.
That's crazy, but yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So.
Matthew, I have to say that I'm really sorry for Guy, because every time that I think things were going to be okay for him, everything...
Something else comes.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster, as she said. So how is it like to be in a character that is always in the almost?
Always in the almost. I think as an actor, it's I love it, because it's like, what's the next thing? It's always the next thing. Like, as soon as something doesn't go to plan or does go to plan, there's always another. The goalpost always moves. So it's really helpful as an actor to have that. It's frustrating because you're like so close, so nearly there. But yeah, again, that's freeing to play. Yeah.
And just to wrap it out, sometimes when I'm watching the show, I'm always like, I want to go into the scene and say, no, don't do that. Everything. Do you have any thing that you could change in the choices of your characters?
I mean, there's a lot. Yeah.
I feel like I would have loved a huge moment where I get to like really lay into Seaton a bit and be like,
slap him up.
Yeah, just be like, you know, like one of those moments which she doesn't really get, but she gets in her own way, but not through words.
And
Jane, I don't know about decisions, but I would have loved to have had a moment where we crossed paths.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to happen, and I was really intrigued to see how that would have played out.
You like hold him and I...
Yeah. We just like make a revenge plot.
Yeah.
so I have to say that I was really surprised about this triangle because I wasn't expecting that at all, and I loved it. But I can't say which one I think it's the best for Lizzie. What do you
You
personally?
can say. You can
No,
say.
what's your opinion?
I really don't know. I want to know about you. I want to know about you. What do you personally think about that?
Listen, I think that
Yeah, come on.
this is a tough one because they're both here. I'm just kidding. I think they both represent. I think Hector and Theo both represent different things for Lizzie.
Mhm.
I think Hector is, in a sense, I mean, up until the very end, is the person who offers her like safety and legitimacy, and like she wouldn't have to live in secret and she'd be able to have like a peaceful life. But I think with Theo, she is just consumed by the connection that they have and the love. And so I think if she is following her heart, it would have to be with Theo. But if she's following... But also, you leaked it to the papers that Lizzie was... Hector leaked it to the papers.
Love makes one do drastic things.
Yeah, Hector leaked it to the
sometimes.
papers that
Yeah.
Lizzie was about the affair, and you tried to ruin Lizzie's reputation, so I can't, in my right mind, choose Hector.
Guilty. I actually feel terrible now. Like,
Exactly.
I'm like, God, I'm so sorry.
You were wrong though. It wasn't.
Yes,
You were wrong.
I will say you
were-
also
you were wrong.
were
And
cheating on me the whole time. So I'm like, you know,
I
it's a
truly,
bit of
I
give and take, yeah.
apologize. I apologize for the cheating, but
So
it's just a messy
I apologize.
relationship.
in Brazil, we have a word for someone who flirts with a friend of friend's boyfriend or girlfriend, or
Okay.
ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend. It's called talarico.
Talarico.
Talarico, yes.
Talarico.
And I want to know who
I'm
you
banking
think
that.
is the biggest talarico on the show.
What, in the
Like,
show
in the-
or from the cast?
Maybe both.
I mean,
Who's the biggest flirt on the show?
the biggest flirt or the biggest flirt with someone's boyfriend?
Someone's boyfriend.
Like
Wow,
a character.
yeah,
character.
Yeah, sure.
Gotta be Nan or Lizzie, isn't it?
Yeah, a couple of Talaricos. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty there. But I would also say, but like,
I'm trying to think.
Josie has a constant like sort of a mischievous glint in her eye, and I feel like every time I did a scene with Josie, there was like a little bit of flirting going.
There was a
I don't
little
know if that was.
tension. I sensed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll go
Maybe
Josie.
Josie.
Cool. Yeah, Josie.
Oh my god. Okay, so
That's thrown under the bus there.
I want actually to propose a challenge for you two.
Oh, God.
I want you to defend your characters with teeth and nail. Who should be with Lizzie?
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
you guys.
no, you can take the
Not
floor.
all at
Losers
once,
first.
please.
Losers first. Okay, I think. Look, if I'm being genuine, I think what Hector he is an honourable man. I think he messes up towards the end because of his heartbreak, but what he offers is he's true to his word. He's passionate. He's driven. He's a caring, loving man, and he's got excellent sideburns. Yeah.
And a great jawline, apparently.
Okay, you ready
According
for
to
my argument?
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
Rich.
Who does Lizzie love more?
You can't put me on the spot.
No, just answer.
She didn't
answer.
ask me the question.
No,
She
but
asked you the
I'm
question.
asking you it.
You're asking me the
Yeah.
question. Well, you know the answer.
There you go. That's my argument.
Yeah, you could get Greg Wise as your father-in-law.
That is true.
But maybe the true love story is with... I mean, Theo does say in the beginning, in the first episode, that Hector has a great jawline.
He does have a great jawline.
Maybe that's-
So
Actually,
maybe that's
this
the
is all-
actual
this is
love
all
story.
confused, yeah.
So maybe
Bru-
I'm not even a part of this triangle.
Season
Broom
6.
was saying that there's like a
It's
guy
just a-
thought Theo
Hector love triangle.
love triangle
Yeah.
conspiracy. So you know.
Yeah.
Maybe a bromance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just to wrap up, sometimes I feel that I want to go inside the screen and like shake the characters and say, "Don't do that," or
Oh,
do
yeah.
other stuff.
Girl, me too.
Yeah. So that's actually what I wanted to know. Have you ever felt this way when you were reading the script? Is that anything that you could change of their choices?
I felt it the whole time. A lot of the, but in a good way. Like that's good drama, isn't it? It's you kind of I was like often reading the scripts with my head in my hands, going, "What the hell are you doing?" And, but yeah, I don't know if I definitely the cock up that he does towards the end.
The what?
I sort of the what?
The cock up.
Yeah, it's I'm sure it's like a Britishism. And have you never heard that?
The cock up.
Yeah.
No.
Say it again.
This feels like one of those interviews, when they're like British slang. Like, what does it mean? What do you think that means?
I couldn't tell you. I don't think that would be appropriate.
Okay.
Anyway.
So yeah. Maybe that. Maybe the cock up.
Okay. And you too.
Sorry, what was the question again? Oh yeah. What would you change if you could change any of Theo's choices?
They're beeping you. They're rushing.
Yeah,
you.
I know.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was thinking about that too.
Maybe
Yeah.
does this also include season 1?
Yeah, I'm thinking of a lot of season 1.
So yeah.
I'm thinking of like the letter, like maybe he should have just told Nan. The guy sent the letter, but then he had good intentions. It wasn't his place, and he didn't want her illegitimacy to get out because then it's complex. Season 2 decisions. I think maybe episode 4 when he rocks up at the party and
He should have unbuttoned one more.
he should have unbuttoned all the
All
whole
of the
show.
buttons.
That's my
Yeah,
biggest
yeah,
regret. Yeah.
He
Thank
should have
Thank
unbuttoned
Jackie.
all
He
of
should
the
have-
buttons.
Yeah, he should have, and he should have. Yeah.
Yeah, he should have just sent the message really.
Yeah.
Clearly.
He should have done that dance in front of everyone.
Yeah, he should have.
Yeah.
At the garden party.
Yeah.
Hector would have loved it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
What would I change? I don't think I would change anything about Lizzie's choices. I think she's got a good head on her shoulders. I don't know. What do you
No
guys think?
regrets.
No comment.
No, I don't know. What do you think?
What would I change about Lizzie?
Lizzie's choices.
If you wouldn't change anything, then neither would I.
Yeah, I think
I would personally change anything. I love Lizzie. She's my favorite.
Yeah.
Cool. There you go.
I stand
We'll
for
take it
Lizzie. I
personally, it's
protect her with my whole heart.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so
It was
much.
amazing.
Obrigado.
O Theo acha que é real. Acha que escolhi me casar com ele.
Você fez a coisa mais corajosa que eu já vi e salvou sua irmã.
Onde ela está? Eu mereço!
Você não merece fazer nada com a minha irmã.
Ela é minha. Sabe que eu vou achá-la.
Nenhum homem deve poder possuir sua esposa.
Sabe, os ingleses são famosos por abraçarem as mudanças.
You can kiss a hundred boys.